Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, counter-spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into a time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
Crime drama this hour, Jackson Beck starring as Philo Vance. This episode of the program is featuring the famed detective, originally broadcast on March 14th, 1950. This is the mathematical murder case.
You think you got the step now, Betty Lou?
Yeah. Only I'm not sure. Let's try it once more, Eddie.
Okay, I'll set the tempo. You come in after. Ready?
Uh-huh.
All right. Da-da-da-da-da-da. All right. Let's quit. You missed it again.
I'm sorry. I guess my brains aren't in my feet. Let's try it once more. I won't miss it this time.
Well, what's the use of trying it again? So you'll get it this time, you'll miss the next.
Oh.
I will never make it, Betty Lou. We might as well quit right now.
Quit?
Sure, quit.
Oh, no.
Well, what do you think this is, fun? Rehearsing in a joint with no mirror to watch ourselves, no piano, no nothing? Trying to teach you a sock routine when you can't even do a simple routine. What is this, fun?
Well, it isn't fun for me either, Eddie.
Well, right now I'm selfish. I'm worried about me. Right now you stay here and practice that routine. I'm going out for a sand.
Oh, bring me one, Eddie.
Get it yourself when you're finished.
What? Aren't you coming back?
I don't know. I ain't sure.
Maybe I better make up your mind for you. You're coming back, Eddie. And you aren't going to be too long either.
Well, what makes you think so?
I'm telling you. That's what makes me think so. Don't try to walk out on me, Eddie. It isn't smart and it isn't healthy.
Oh, the sweet little gal's getting tough.
I used to be a sweet little gal before I met you. If I'm tough, you made me tough. So don't try walking out, Eddie. Just make sure you come back.
Or
the next dance you do is going to be at the end of a rope.
Hello, Eddie. Hi. What can I get you, Eddie?
draw one for me. Black, Danny.
Sure, Eddie. Draw one for you, Black. How's your business, Eddie?
Why ask me?
Why ask you? Who else would I ask?
Okay.
Gee, Eddie, you've been up there in front of people, hoofing, listening to them applaud. That's living, Eddie. That's really living.
What happened to the coffee I ordered?
Coming up. How's Betty Lou? She all right? She sure is a swell kid. She's real show business, she is. Gee, how I wish I could be...
The coffee, Dan, the coffee.
Draw one in the dark. Okay. Sometimes at night, I kind of imagine this restaurant is a stage-like, and I'm only acting at being a waiter. I guess that's just another kind of dreaming, isn't it, Eddie?
Yeah, I guess. Look, Dan, I got a problem now. How about...
room at this table for one more?
Oh, hello, Joey. Sure, sit down.
Yeah.
I'll go get you your coffee, Eddie.
Hey, aren't you going to wait and see what I'll have?
You decide what you want. Yell it out yourself. You ain't in show business. I don't have to wait on you.
What a character that Dan is, huh, Joey?
Yeah, sure. Well, how's the dance team going, Eddie?
It's going bad. What's going with you?
Oh, I got a new little gimmick that's paying off kind of cute.
Oh?
Guy named Euclid taught it to me. Mathematical trick.
Euclid. Didn't he do a mind-reading act in vaudeville?
Euclid was a Greek.
Well, I think this guy I'm talking about was a Greek, too. He worked with a blackboard.
Euclid's been dead 1,000 years.
Oh. Couldn't be the same guy, then.
Nice figuring. Now, look, Eddie.
Huh?
I get a sucker to put any 3 numbers down on a hunk of paper.
Uh-huh.
Then underneath them, he reverses a number and subtracts.
So?
Then he gives me the last number of his answer, and I bet him I can tell him the first 2.
Well,
Everybody bets. Natch. They know I didn't look at their numbers, and I collect.
well, you kidding? That's a cinch. All you gotta do.
Shut up. Shut up or I'll break your neck.
What's with you, Joey? All I was doing was telling you how that thing works.
Yeah, I
The
know.
guy used to do it in vaudeville and showed it to me. Any 3 numbers, you reverse them. Oh,
Shut up, Eddie. Stop wising up the suckers. I'm good for a couple of $100 a week betting guys on this gimmick. And don't spoil my racket or I'll spoil your kisser.
No, I'm sorry. I can't talk to him right now. Philo Vance is in my office. Tell him I'll call him back. Bye. I'm sorry, Vance. Where were we?
No reason to apologize, Markham.
Well,
Anytime a private investigator drops in to see the district attorney, he expects interruptions. We were discussing some complaints you said you'd been getting.
Oh, yes, of course. It seems that some people have called and mentioned a fellow named Joey Sanders who has a mathematical gimmick of some sort. You take any three numbers, reverse them, subtract, tell him the last number of the answer, and he tells you the first two. How's that done, Vance?
Oh, it's very simple, Markham. In fact, there's a much cuter trick with 4 figures. You see, all mathematics is based on the figure 9. Now, remember...
I'll be right with you, Vance. I want to hear that. Hello, Markham speaking.
Hi, D.A. This is Heath, homicide.
Yes, Heath.
We got a murder, D.A.
Murder?
A fellow named Eddie Stone, a dancer.
What are the details?
Well, he'd been knifed. Found him in a deserted section of town. No fingerprints, but we've got one clue. And I'm picking up a girl who was his dancing partner. Name's Betty Lou Taylor.
Uh-huh.
You want to come down and question her?
I'll meet you at your office in an hour. Philo Vance and I were just discussing a mathematical formula. I'm sure he'd much rather figure who killed Eddie Stone.
No, I don't know, Sergeant Heath. I tell you, I don't know who killed Eddie.
And I tell you, you do.
No.
Now, look, Miss Taylor, this is my job. This is my office. I'll keep you here with me all week if I have to.
Oh, please.
You know something about the murder of Eddie Stone, and I'm going to find out what it is.
I don't know anything about it. I danced with him, and that's all. I didn't kill him, and I don't know who did.
I know differently. You were at the scene of the murder. We know definitely you were there.
I wasn't. I wasn't near the place. I didn't know Eddie was dead until you came for me. Oh, please, leave me alone. I can't tell you anything I don't know.
Oh, hello, Mr. Markham. Hi, Vance.
Heath?
This is the young lady who told me about on the telephone, Heath?
Yeah. She says she didn't even know the guy was killed. But what she really doesn't know is that we can put her right at the scene of the murder.
No.
How, Heath?
We found a girl's footprint right near the body. That's how. Now, footprint is the same size as this girl's shoe.
No.
No, she says. Yes.
Heath, that's hardly conclusive evidence. A footprint of a woman's shoe isn't completely incriminating.
This one is, D.A. This girl's a dancer. The footprint we found had a mark on the toe and the heel. You know what made that mark? Toe plates and heel plates.
Toe plates and heel?
Yeah, and who wears toe plates and heel plates?
Well...
Only a dancer. Now, Miss Taylor, will you still deny that you were at the scene of the murder?
Isn't it rather unusual for a dancer to wear her dancing shoes out in the street, Heath?
Well, you get...
No, Mr. Vance. Not if it's the only pair of shoes she has. I was there.
Oh.
I saw Eddie's body after he was killed. We'd quarreled, and I went out looking for him. And I found him. Dead. I lied about it because I wanted to keep out of all this.
That's your story.
No.
You found him and you killed him.
No, I didn't.
There's no need of you wasting your time here, D.A. I'll have a confession out of this girl in an hour.
Vance?
Well, apparently Heath doesn't care how I waste my time. I think I'll take a look into this case.
What for, Vance? I tell you, this girl did it.
Perhaps. But maybe I don't care how I waste my time either, Sergeant Heath. Maybe if I spend a few hours, I can save the state a lot of trouble.
You mean all I have to do, Joey, is think of a card, and you'll tell me what the card is?
That's right.
You can't do it.
How much says I can't do it, Sam?
$1.
A buck? Are you kidding?
No.
I wouldn't try to read a mouse's mind for $1. You make it 5, and I'll show you something that you never saw before in your life.
I never have to tell you the card. All I do is think of it, and you'll tell it to me.
$5 says I can do it.
Okay, you got it. I'm thinking of a card. What is it?
Oh, wait a minute. You're going too fast.
Okay.
Now, first, the card has a number on it, right?
Sure.
Take that number, double it.
Yep.
Add 1.
Got it.
Multiply it by 5.
5. Okay, I did it. What's my card?
Oh, wait a minute, pal. Relax. You got that number, right? Now, if your card's a club, add 6.
6.
If it's a diamond, add 7. If it's a heart, add 8. And spade, add 9. Got that? All right. What's the total?
92.
Your card was the 8 of diamonds.
That's right. Hey, Joey, how'd you do it? Come on, tell me, how'd you do that? I'll give you $10 if you show me how it's done.
Are you kidding? Get lost. You dropped a fin to me. What do you want to do, live here the rest of your life? Now, come on, sucker, move out before I start. You tell anybody you were coming here?
No, I didn't.
Okay, stick tight. Who is it?
Mrs. Leeds, your landlady.
Oh, what do you want? My rent's paid.
Open the door, Joey, please.
Well?
Joey, why don't you be nice to me anymore? Why don't
Look, you, my rent's paid. You want me to move out when my week's up? I move out. What do you want up here?
Oh, Joey, don't be mean to me. I don't want you to move. I want you to stay here as long as you want. Oh, let me come in, Joey. Oh.
So finally you see that I got company, huh?
Oh.
Congratulations. What's keeping you here now?
Please come out in the hall. This is important.
Oh, okay. Wait here, Sammy.
Yeah.
Well, what is it that's so important?
Joey, Eddie Stone has been murdered. I just heard about it on the radio.
What makes you think that concerns me?
You don't have to talk like that to me, Joey. I wouldn't say anything, never.
Well, that's better.
Wild horses couldn't drag it out of me that you and Eddie had a fight today.
Eddie, you know about that, huh?
Sure, but I wouldn't say anything about it, Joey. I wouldn't say a word.
Okay. I'll get rid of the sap inside. Come back to see me in an hour.
Mike's Coffee Shop, Danny speaking.
Hello, this is District Attorney Markham.
District Attorney?
Yes, District Attorney. Look, is there a man in your shop named Philo Vance?
There isn't anybody in my place right now, Mr. Markham, not a soul.
Well, Vance is on his way there with a young lady named Betty Lou Taylor.
Betty Lou?
Yes. You know her?
Well, sure I know her. She's in show business, ain't she? If anybody's in show business, I know them, believe me.
Very well, I believe you. Now, look, this Miss Taylor has been released in Vance's custody.
Yeah?
I know they've gone to your shop. I want you to have Vance call the minute he comes in.
Sure thing, Mr. Markham, sure thing. Bye.
Danny.
Hey, Joey, you scared me. What's the idea of sneaking up on a guy when he's on a telephone? Gee, you scared me.
Danny, listen to me.
I'm listening to you, Joey, ain't I? I'm listening.
Okay. Keep your ears open and your trap shut, Danny.
Hey, quit it. You're bending my apron. I only just put it on.
Danny, anybody comes in here and asks if Eddie Stone and I had a fight this morning, you say we didn't. You hear?
Yeah.
Now get me. We didn't have any argument.
Sure you didn't. I didn't hear any argument. Of course, I saw you slug him twice, but...
You didn't see me clip him. You didn't see nothing.
You better cut it out, Joey. Somebody's coming in.
So this is the place where Eddie Stone used to hang out, Miss Taylor.
And that's Dan the waiter right there. Hello, Danny.
Hello, Miss Taylor.
Hi.
Gee, I was sorry to hear about them arresting you. If you ever need anything, if you ever need a friend to stand by you, just count on me.
Well, so long, Danny. I'll be seeing you.
Just a moment, my friend.
Huh?
My name is Philo Vance. Did you by any chance happen to know Eddie Stone?
Eddie Stone? Let me see. Yeah, I think I did. A dancer, wasn't he?
A dancer, wasn't he? He was the best dancer in show business. Present company accepted, of course, Miss Taylor.
Well, thanks. This is Joey Sanders, Mr. Vance. He knew Eddie. He knows everybody.
Joey Sanders. I know that name.
Well.
You're the young man who's been the cause of a lot of complaints at the district attorney's office.
Well, I'm flattered.
Something about swindling people with a mathematical trick. The very old three-number routine.
Hey, that's no swindle. I bet I can't name the first two numbers in their answer. I bet I can. Sometimes they win, sometimes I win.
Yes, of course, I know. That trick is awfully old and completely foolproof. If you take any three numbers, reverse them, and subtract them, the answer will always have a 9 in the center, and the first and third numbers will add up to 9.
Oh, so that's how it's done.
Gee, no kidding. Gee, he's smart.
Thank you, Dan. Now, suppose Miss Taylor and I escort you over to that table there, Mr. Sanders, where we can talk.
About what?
Eddie Stone's murder. You see, I think I know who killed Stone.
Hey,
Vance, that Dan, he's making a break for the door.
Never mind, I'm nearer to him. I'll get him.
Joey's tackling Dan! Oh,
I got him, Vance. I think I knocked him out when I tackled him and his head hit the floor.
Yes, I imagine you did.
Well, I guess you owe me one now, Vance. You said you knew who killed Stone. Well, this Dan character made a break, and I grabbed him for you.
You most certainly did. But I don't think I owe you anything. I don't remember ever saying that Dan here was the man I thought murdered Eddie Stone.
March 14th, 1950, Philo Vance on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Thank you for tuning in to Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Now more of Philo Vance, March 14th, 1950.
This is District Attorney Markham. Our current murder case opened with the knifing of Eddie Stone, dancer. His partner, Betty Lou Taylor, has been picked up and released. And Vance, in an attempt to track down the killer, has made the acquaintance of Joey Sanders, a small-time swindler. Something about a restaurant called Mike's Coffee Shop and Dan, the waiter there, seemed to intrigue Vance. And he and I are approaching the place right now. What is there about this Dan that intrigues you, Vance?
A lot of things. First of all, I want to know why he tried to get out of that coffee shop when I said I knew the murderer of Eddie Stone.
Oh. Do you know who killed Stone?
No.
Believe me, it wouldn't surprise me if you did. Nothing you do surprises me anymore.
Sorry to hear that, Markham. However, I promise you won't be able to say that with any honesty very soon.
Won't I?
You know why I said I knew who killed Stone?
To see the reaction of Joey Sanders and Dan.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, this is the shop, and in one moment we'll be talking.
What? Vance, somebody threw this coffee cup through the window.
Somebody inside the shop. Come on, Markham.
I'm with you, Vance.
That's Dan, the waiter over there with his head on the counter.
Yeah. What happened in here? What happened to...
My head, my
Steady
head.
now.
Dan. Remember me, Mr. Vance?
My head.
This is District Attorney Markham. We were outside when that coffee cup went through the window.
Oh, I threw it. A man wearing a handkerchief over his face was in here. He held me up, took the money out of the register. I threw the cup through the window, grabbed him.
Yes.
He hit me on the head with the gun and went out the back way.
Did you recognize him?
Well, I don't know. I'm not sure. I want to think it over.
We'll report this to headquarters. One thing is certain, Vance. This holdup has nothing to do with the murder case we're working on.
Hasn't it, Markham?
I don't think so.
You said I couldn't surprise you anymore. Try this for a surprise. The holdup has a great deal to do with the murder, and will have a great deal more to do with solving it.
You don't like me, do you, Betty?
You really can read minds, can't you, Joey?
You know, wait a minute. Take it easy. I didn't come over to hear you insult me.
Only way for you to stop that is to leave.
I got a business proposition for you, Betty.
No thanks.
But this is honest. And look what Eddie did. What are you going to do? You got to do something.
Yeah, that's true enough.
Now, this is what I got in mind.
Shoot.
I'll teach you card code. You stay here in your place, and I'll be out with the sucker.
Yeah?
I bet him I can dial a phone number, then have him show me a card, and the voice on the other end of the phone will say what that card is.
Huh?
This is how it works.
Yeah.
The phone rings, you answer it. Now, instead of saying hello, you say clubs, diamonds, hearts, well, till I stop you by saying hello.
Okay.
Now, right away, if I stopped you when you were saying hearts, you know the card the sucker's showing me is a heart.
Yeah. But how do I tell the number?
Well, as soon as you know the suit, you start to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. All the way up to the king.
I got you.
Now, when you get to the right number, I'll say, wait a minute, hand the phone to the sucker, and you tell him his card. It's a cinch. We'll clean up.
It isn't bad at that.
Yeah, see what I told you? Now, aren't you glad I come over?
Sure. But you're not going to be so happy. I don't need you to work that gimmick with. All I need is some stooge to stand by a telephone.
You wouldn't kid around with me, Betty Lou.
No? Well, you wouldn't do anything about it, Joey. You wouldn't dare.
What?
The cops have it in for you right now, and I have an idea Philo Vance thinks you killed Eddie.
Well, maybe what you say is so. But all I gotta tell you, kid, is this.
What?
You try and use that code I taught you, and you'll get what your ex-partner got.
Joey, please.
Not now. Leave me alone,
Oh,
will you?
Joey.
Ain't you got anything to do but follow me up these steps?
Please, Joey.
What doesn't run in this room and house keep you busy enough?
All right, Joey, all right.
Oh.
All I wanted to tell you was that there was a fella in your room. I let him in.
What? You did what?
I let him in. He asked for you, so I opened the door and let him wait.
What did he look like? Come on, talk.
Oh,
Tell me.
Joey.
Was he a tall fella, good-looking? Philo Vance?
Who?
Vance.
No, it was the same fella you had in here yesterday, the fella Sammy.
Oh, that's different. Look, I'll come downstairs when I'm through with him. Wait for me.
All right, Joey.
Hello, Sammy.
Hello, Joey. You don't mind me coming here, do you?
Well, all depends on why you're here.
Well, Joey, listen, I've been a fall guy for you for a month now, betting you on things and always losing. Give me a chance to get my dope back.
How do you mean?
Well, show me how you do that thing where I think of a card, then you tell me to add and multiply and everything, and then you say what the card it is. Let me get my dope back from some other sucker.
Oh, is that what you want?
Yeah.
Well, go away, Sammy. Get lost. Not a chance.
But I
hope I'm interrupting something.
Vance, what do you want here?
I want to talk to you. Who's your friend?
You're a cop. I'm no friend of his. I just came here to get him to tell me how a trick was done so I could get some of my dope back.
Shut up, you.
What trick?
Tells me to think of a card, double it, add one, multiply it by 5.
And if it's a club, add 6. A diamond, add 7. A heart, 8. And a spade, 9.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets me to tell him the total, and he tells me the card.
I'll teach you that. In fact, I think I'll give it to the newspapers so that nobody will ever bet it can't be done.
The things guys who got nothing to do think of.
Don't like that, do you?
Well, how's it done?
It's a mathematical formula. Whatever the total is gives you the card. If the total ends in a 1, the card is a club. If it ends in a 2, it's a diamond. 3, it's a heart, and 4, it's a spade.
Uh-huh.
I hope you memorized that. March 14th, 1950, Philo Vance on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Just when you thought it couldn't get any better, Mike Lindell and MyPillow launching the MyPillow 2.0. Now, when Mike invented MyPillow, it had everything you could want in a pillow. Now, nearly 20 years later, he's discovered a new technology that makes MyPillow even better. Of course, the patented adjustable fill of the original MyPillow, but now with brand new fabric with a temperature-regulating thread, it's the softest, smoothest, and coolest pillow you'll ever own. Say goodbye to tossing and turning and flipping your pillow over in the middle of the night. And more great news on the MyPillow 2.0 buy one, get one free offer with my promo code Wyatt. MyPillow 2.0 is 100% made in the USA, 10-year warranty, 60-day money-back guarantee. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio podcast square to receive the MyPillow 2.0 buy one, get one free offer. Use my promo code Wyatt or call 1-800-928-4715. Now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, the conclusion of Philo Vance, the mathematical murder case for March 14th, 1950.
How do you find the figure?
Whatever the first number is, you subtract 1. Understand?
Oh.
In other words, if the total is 64...
The card is the 5 of spades.
Right.
Nice wising up a sucker, Vance. You could be thrown out of the Union for that.
I know. Joey, I came here because I just learned about a fight you had with Eddie Stone the day he was killed.
Oh, Dan told you, huh? Okay, so I clipped him a couple of times. What'd you come up here for, to pay me back?
I better get out of here.
You stay.
Okay.
No, Joey, I didn't come here to slap you around, although I'd enjoy that very much.
Big talk.
I just want to warn you not to leave town, at least for the next few hours. After that, after I prove what I'm going to in that time, District Attorney Markham may have a specially prepared itinerary for you.
What time is it, Heath?
It's almost time, D.A. Pretty nearly. Another 30 seconds.
We've got to do this exactly on schedule. Vance left explicit instructions.
And after we do, then what?
Then we'll know who killed Eddie Stone, and what's more, we'll have proof.
20 seconds, D.A.
All right. You ready, Miss Henderson?
Yes, sir.
That secretary of yours is always ready, D.A. She's solid.
I hope that means something good.
It sure does. Okay, D.A., now.
Pick up the phone and make the call, Miss Henderson.
Yes, sir.
I sure hope this works.
I hope Vance doesn't get into trouble. We're miles away and can't help him.
Shh. Mike's Coffee Shop. Dan speaking.
Hello, Dan. This is Betty Lou Taylor.
Miss Taylor. Gosh, hello, Miss Taylor.
I have a cold and my voice may sound different, but Dan, I want you to meet me right away.
Well, gee whiz, what for?
Oh, for a lot of reasons. I think the police are going to figure out you staged the phony holdup in the store to get getaway money for yourself. I'm pretty sure they're going to know you killed Eddie.
What are you talking about? Betty Lou.
Yeah?
That was somebody pretending to be you.
What?
That's right. Somebody said they were you. How could they know I faked the holdup and that I killed Eddie?
That was the cops. The cops or Philo Vance.
It wasn't Philo Vance, my friends. I've been here all the time.
Mr. Vance, how'd you get here?
I've been in here for quite some time, hiding, of course.
What are you doing at that telephone? Who are you calling?
Nobody. And if you object to my being near the phone, I'll move away. There. That better?
What do you want, Vance?
You realize I heard enough of the conversation between you and Betty Lou while I was in hiding to know that you killed Eddie Stone, Dan.
Well, what if I did? Sure, I killed Eddie Stone and I faked the holdup.
Dan!
What's the difference if I tell him that? He knows it already. It isn't going to do him any good. What he knows and what he can prove are two different things.
What was the idea of that phone call, Vance?
It was a trap. I knew it would make you talk, and it did.
So you listen, only it's our word against yours. See if you can prove I killed Eddie. Go ahead.
I don't have to prove it, Dan. You've done it already.
Oh, yeah?
The district attorney has your confession in your own words.
What do you mean?
Let's get down to see him, and you can hear yourself confess to murder.
He couldn't hear me just now. I hung up the phone myself.
Yeah, that connection was broken when Dan hung up.
Was it? In that case, suppose you come down to Markham's office and find out how he heard Dan confess. Throw the switch on that playback machine, Markham. I want to hear this before I bring Dan and Betty Lou in here.
Certainly, Vance. Here's the part you want.
Well, what if I did? Sure, I killed Eddie Stone, and I faked the holdup.
Dan!
What's the difference if I tell him that? He knows it already. It isn't going to do him any good. What he knows and what he can prove are two different things.
What was the idea of that phone call, Vance?
Well, there's his confession in his own voice, Vance, just as you promised.
Yes, there it is.
Now, why did he kill Stone?
Well, he idolized Betty Lou. She probably goaded him into killing Stone and was threatening to walk out on her.
Yes?
She even went along to see that the job was done. That's why her footprint was at the scene of the murder.
You never forgot that, did you, Vance?
No, I knew it was important all the time. But I had to resort to a trick to get the proof we needed.
I still don't understand how you got Dan to confess in front of a telephone connected with this office so we could record his words.
He didn't know I had taken the phone off the hook, Markham. And even if he did know it, he wouldn't have realized that the connection between this office and the coffee shop wasn't broken just because he had hung up.
I wouldn't have realized it either.
In order for a connection to be broken, both parties have to disconnect. Try it sometime and see.
Oh.
The connection must be discontinued at both ends.
If you say so, it's so, Vance. And the only end I'm interested in right now is that this is the end of the mathematical murder case.
From March 14th, 1950, Philo Vance on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, an episode of Lum and Abner, and we go all the way back over 80 years to March 14th, 1935, thanks to Ted at RadioMemories.com for these restored editions of the program, as we hear the ongoing interest in Lum and Abner's Circus.
Howdy, everybody. Here we are, all ready to take you down to Pine Ridge for another visit with Lum and Abner. And now, let's see what's happening down in Pine Ridge. Since Lum and Abner took over the circus that was stranded in Pine Ridge, they have been faced with the problem of supplying feed for the animals. Well, Abner has apparently solved the problem. He announced over the party line yesterday that anybody would be admitted to see the animals if they brought along a generous supply of feed. The plan was tried out this afternoon. And as we look in on Pine Ridge today, we find Lum and Dick Huddleston on their way over to the circus grounds to find out how the scheme worked. Listen.
Oh, yeah, he had a big crowd over here. Folks been going by the store there all day in wagons and cars and afoot and every other way.
Yeah, well, I couldn't understand at first how come so many people in town.
Oh, that announcement Abner made over the party line's what brung them. Everybody wanted to see the circus, but they just never had no cash money. Why, now anybody can find a little feed around the place.
Well, I bet there's lots of folks, cows and horses, that's going to go hungry tonight because they went to the circus today.
Yeah. I'm sort of curious to know how much feed he took in today. Wonder where he's at.
I don't know. Yeah, yonder goes Cedric carrying some water, it looks like.
Yeah. Hey, Cedric, whereabouts is Abner at?
Must be inside there.
He's inside the tent there, I think, Mr. Lum.
Did you have a pretty big crowd today, Cedric?
Yes, Mom. Kept that tent full all afternoon. I think Mr. Abner's back there by the monkey cage. That's where he spends most of his time at.
Hey, you got quite a job there, Cedric, carrying water for all them animals.
Yes, that's all I've did all day is pack water for them elephants. I don't know where they put it all. Looks to me like it'd be a lot easier to take the elephants down to the creek. Well, it would if we had some way of getting them down there, but I don't know how to drive them yet.
Yonder's Abner, right there.
Yeah. I still got on that ringmaster's outfit. Granny, you don't mean to say you took in all this feed this afternoon, did you, Cedric? Yes, Mom, that's what there is left. See, we've already fed the animals a while ago once.
Well, for the land's sake. Well, it looks like you got a half a carload of hay left there yet.
Hey, Abner, come here a minute.
By Jack, you fellas have got quite a bunch of animals in here, all right, you know what?
Yeah.
Well, howdy, fellas. Did you see the feed we taken in this afternoon?
Yeah, we were just looking at it. Looks like you done uncommonly well with your scheme.
Yeah. There's enough feed there to last us 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, that was a good idea, letting them pay the way in for feed.
Yeah, well, everybody just tickled to death over it. Most of them said they're coming back again, too.
Where?
Oh, you gonna keep on running it like this, Abner?
Why, sure, yeah. Gonna put on another show tonight. I believe we're letting them in too cheap, old Lum.
Too cheap?
Yeah, I believe we ought to charge them 2 bushel of corn or 2 bale of hay to get in. That is, to let a whole family in that way. I never knowed there was such big families in this community. Oscar Fields come in here at that tribe of hidden today, and they went by me there at the door for a half hour, it seemed like. I counted 21 of them.
21?
Yes, sir.
Maybe you run in some ringers on you.
No, you could tell them they all looked as much alike as peas in a pod. And the boys' shirts and the girls' dresses were all made off the same bowl of goods, so I know they're all hidden.
Yeah.
What if a fella don't bring his family, though, Abner? Just comes by himself. What do you charge him?
Oh, well, one person that way, why, they can get in for a bucket of chops or a bucket of bran. Wait a minute. That'll be enough water for them elephants there, Cedric. The young'uns has fed them so many peanuts today, I'm feared to give them too much to drink. Hey, you better take that zebra down there some hay, too. We missed him a while ago when we was feeding them.
Yes, Mom.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Abner.
I believe that zebra's a fake, man. I believe it's just a white mule that they got someplace and then painted black stripes on him. I can tell where they're sort of fading off there.
You can?
Yeah, I'm going to have to get some paint and sort of touch him up a little tomorrow.
Keeps you pretty busy around here, don't it, Abner?
Oh, me, I've just been in a dead run all day, collecting admissions and then watching to see that the young'uns don't get too close to the animals. Yeah, we might not have had some trouble here this morning, too.
Some trouble?
Yeah, them 2 elephants just come might not tearing this place up. Cedric was moving that cage of white mice over to the far side of the tent yonder, and the door come open, and just as he was passing them elephants, them mice got to run around on the ground and scared them elephants to death. It scared them.
You mean the elephants were scared of them little mice?
Why, just scared them might not to death. They rolled their eyes and waved them trunks around and snorted. You never heard such a funny noise in your life. It's when they holler that way, Lum. It sounds like they're blowing a horn or something.
Well, they're a big fraidy cat.
Why, Lord, me, I never heard such carryings on.
Yeah, I've always heard that elephants are scared of mice that way.
Well, I do know. I wouldn't have thought that, big as they are.
No, well, they're funny critters, all right. I just looking at them a while ago. They must be awful old.
Old?
Well, no, they get to be a lot bigger than that, Abner.
Yeah, I know, but look how wrinkled they are. Their skin there looks like it's about 4 sizes too big for them.
Yeah. I was just noticing the way they pick up that hay. Look at that. See, they sort of feels around with that snout and gets a handful of it and rolls it right up there in his mouth.
Yeah, Lord.
And he makes a fella hungry to watch him, don't he?
Yeah, well, I love to watch them monkeys back there. They're the beatin'est things I ever seen. Just might not like humans. Well, fact is, there's one of them back there that looks enough like Cedric to be his own brother.
Like Cedric?
Yeah, come back here. I want to show you fellas.
Better not let Cedric in the cage with him. You might turn the wrong one loose when you go to let him out.
Which one is it looks like Cedric, Abner?
Let's see. I believe that's... Yeah, that's him, sitting right back there in the corner. Look at him. If Cedric ain't a dead ringer for him.
Granny, there is sort of a family resemblance there.
Why, sure is. And then that little one there, he looks a little like Grandpappy Spears, only. Don't tell Grandpappy I said so.
Yes, sir, Granny, he does look like Grandpappy.
Well, what are you doing with this cow over here, Abner?
Why, nothing. I just had her and brung her down here. I dog it, though, there'd been as big a crowd standing around her today as anything else. Just stand there by the hour and look like her, just like they never had saw one before.
Well, more likely thought she was a freak of some kind, or you wouldn't have had her in here.
Yeah, well, that's what they thought, yeah. The school professor from over at Shady Grove come over and brung 4 bales of hay and a bunch of scholars and 2 sacks of chops this afternoon. I heard him tell the scholars that it was a sacred cow from Indiana.
From India?
Yeah, I bet is where he said sacred cow from India. But she ain't from there, I know, for I swapped her off as she's drunk, you know. Oh, my goodness. Cedric, keep them mice away from them elephants, I told you. Now just leave them where they're at. Hey, you fellas go ahead and look all you want to. I'll have to go over here and help Cedric.
Yeah, quiet them down there if you can.
Sure, go ahead, Abner. I've got to be going a minute anyway.
Well, sir, Dick, this is right interesting, you know it. Stand around here and look at these furrin animals for nothing this way.
Well, Abner's in the height of his glory now, ain't he?
Oh, my. He wouldn't swap places with President Roosevelt. He was saying yesterday how he's always wanted a circus ever since he was just a kid of a boy growing up.
Well, I guess we all did, look.
Oh, yeah. Well, to be right honest with you, I'm sort of enjoying owning a half interest in it myself. I'd love to help run it if I didn't have that store over there to look after.
Well, look who's coming in yonder.
Where? Oh, well, howdy, Squire.
Yeah, good evening, gentlemen. Good evening. Where's Abner?
Why, he's right over. Abner, come here.
I've been sitting over on my gallery all afternoon, watching the crowd over here. Looks like you done a big business today, man.
Well, yeah, done big business, but we weren't charging no admission. Just letting them in for feed.
Yeah, look at that stack of feed they took in over there, Squire.
Yeah.
Well, sir, you know, I seen everybody coming in with a bale of hay or corn or feed of some sort. Yeah, I see now.
Well, we had to figure out some way to get feed for these animals.
What you doing in here, Squire? The show ain't open yet. Cedric, stand up there by that front door and keep everybody out of here.
Well, now, I ain't in here to see the show, Abner. I just come over to talk a little business with you. Yes, man, it brings back old times and pleasant recollections to smell the sawdust again.
Smell the sawdust again?
Oh, yes. You know, I followed the circus for years.
Oh, I allowed you meant you'd been in the sawmill business.
Oh, man, why, I was with Barnum and Bailey for 9 straight seasons and was ringmaster for Hagen Beck Wallace for 4 years. Now, that's what I want to see you about. You fellers have got a good thing here if you knew how to run it.
Yeah, we don't know nothing about the circuit business. We'll have to admit to that. It's all new to us.
Well, that's what I say. Now, right there's where I come in. There's tricks to every trade, and I know the circus business backwards and forwards. I can take a hold of this thing, put in a trapeze performer, tightrope walkers, some bareback riders, and all that. Build a real show out of it. That's what you got to do.
We ought to have all them things, all right. Clowns and such as that.
Well, you mean that you want to go to work for a Squire?
Well, in a way, yes, Abner, in a way. Now, here's a proposition that I had in mind, men. You and Lum put up the money, and then the 3 of us are going together on this proposition.
Well, the possibilities of Lum and Abner's circus must look pretty good if Squire Skimp wants in on it. This is Carlton Briggert speaking for Lum and Abner and Horlicks, who now bid you all good night and good health.
would be very skeptical if Squire Skimp is wanting to get involved. I really would be. But the old boys have the smell of grease paint in their nose, don't you know? March 14th, 1935, Lum and Abner, thanks to Ted at RadioMemories.com for supplying these fully restored shows for us to use here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
Our country was founded by men who had faith in God and who were willing to endure hardship and sacrifice for the sake of that faith. In these troubled times, there is need to support a way of life based on the enduring principles of religion, which knit the family together, make for good citizenship, and build the character of the children. The religious institutions in your community need your interest and support, so take an active part in religious affairs. Your pastor, rabbi, or priest will give you invaluable family counsel and aid if you're a newcomer to the community. To face the problems of the future, America must be morally strong, and that moral strength comes through worship and faith. Go to church this week and take someone with you.
And please thank this radio station and support their advertisers. It's their kindness and courtesy that allow us to be with you each and every time you roll around here on your favorite radio station. If you miss a day, you don't have to miss a single show. All of our programs are available on demand at classicradio.stream. That's classicradio.stream. Stream our shows. Learn about building a classic radio collection of your own. You can contact me there, find our social media links, and if you're so inclined, you can buy me a coffee. The Buy Me a Coffee money goes toward us acquiring additional classic radio collections. It also goes toward maintaining our distribution channels. That is at classicradio.stream. Thanks for tuning in. Tell all your friends the greatest radio shows of all time are right here at this spot on the dial. Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox on your favorite radio station.